as the May 5, 2023 date for the sentencing of a former deputy president of the Senate, Ekweremadu, his wife, Beatrice, and their medical doctor, Obinna Obeta, draws nearer, the fate that awaits them has become a huge concern. Will they be given life sentences or back 10 years imprisonment each? The modern slavery law under which the Ekweremadus were found guilty on March 23, 2023 by Mr. Justice Johnson specifies various jail terms for convicts. Recall that the Ekweremadus, including their daughter Sonia, who was declared not guilty on March 23rd, had been accused of bringing a young man, a trader from Lagos, to the United Kingdom to donate a kidney to Sonia in a private procedure at the Royal Free Hospital in London for a reward. According to the Human Trafficking Offence in Section 2, subsection 1 of the Modern Slavery Act 2015, a person commits an offence if the person arranges or facilitates the travel of another person V with a view to V, that is another person, being exploited. Subsection 2 states that it is irrelevant whether V, that is the person, consents to the travel, whether V is an adult or a child. In Section 2, subsection 7, the law stated that a person who is not a UK national commits an offence under this section if any part or the arranging or facilitating takes place in the United Kingdom, or the travel consists of arriving in or entry into, departure from, or travel within the United Kingdom. The penalties under the Act states in Section 5, subsection that a person guilty of an offence under Section 1 and 2 is liable on conviction, on indictment, or imprisonment for life, or B, on summary conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 12 months or a fine, or both. In Section 5, subsection 2, a person guilty of an offence under Section 4 is liable unless subsection 3 applies on conviction or on indictment to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 10 years or on summary conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 12 months or a fine, or both. Subsection 3 states that where the offence under Section 4 is committed by kidnapping or false imprisonment, a person guilty of that offence is liable on conviction, on indictment, to imprisonment for life. Recall that Ekweremadu and Beatrice were apprehended by operatives of the London Metropolitan Police on June 23, 2023 for conspiring to bring a child to the UK for organ harvesting. Met Police wrote at the time that Beatrice Nwaneka Ekweremadu, 55, of Nigeria, is charged with conspiracy to arrange and facilitate travel of another person with a view to exploitation, namely organ harvesting. Ike Ekweremadu, who is 60 years, of Nigeria, is charged with conspiracy to arrange and facilitate travel of another person with a view to exploitation, namely organ harvesting. On June 24, 2022, the Ekweremadus were charged to court and detained as the case was adjourned after they pleaded not guilty. Magistrate Lois Sherd, after hearing their plea, adjourned the case to July 7th. However, contrary to initial suggestions that the victim was a child, the Nigeria Immigration Service revealed not just the age but his true identity. The NIS, that is the Nigeria Immigration Service, identified the victim as 21-year-old David Nwamini. Contrary to initial claims, he was 15. In a statement on June 27, 2022, the Comptroller General of the NIS, Issa Idris, disclosed that there was no falsification of age on the passport issued by the immigration as claimed by some, adding that the agency followed the due process. Idris said insinuations that the NIS did not properly vet the documents presented by Nwamini are mere fabrications aimed at tarnishing the image of the NIS. The Ekweremadus followed this up by suing the National Identity Management Commission (NIS) and 2 commercial banks in a federal high court in Abuja. They praised the courts for an order directing the NIMC to bring out the certified true copy of the biodata of Nwamini. Adegboyega Awomolo, a senior advocate of Nigeria who represented the Ekweremadus, was of the opinion that Nwamini's national identification number, which is in the possession of the NIMC, should be produced for the purpose of facilitating the criminal investigation and tendering SIM to establish his client's innocence. But at the court hearing on June 30th, 2022, the prosecutor claimed that Nwamini, who alleged that he was coerced to donate his kidney to Sonia, is 15 years old. According to the court, David was allegedly picked up off the street in Lagos by a criminal gang some months ago with the intention of harvesting his organ. The Ekweremadus were remanded in custody again, as the court argued that they were influential persons, a flight risk, and the case involved a child and modern slavery. The case was adjourned to July 7, 2022 at Westminster Magistrate Court to enable the UK Attorney General, Suella Braverman, to determine whether the case will be tried in the country or in Nigeria. Few days to the next hearing, the Federal High Court, Abuja, ordered the National Identity Management Commission to transmit the certified true copy of the biodata information of an alleged minor in the Ekweremadu's case. The court also ordered 2 commercial banks to release the details in their possession to the couple. At the resumed hearing on July 7, 2022, the court demanded that the kidney donor in the case of the former Deputy Senate President and his wife is not a minor. The Ekweremadus also pleaded not guilty to the charges leveled against them, and the court thereafter fixed August 4th as the date for the next hearing. About 2 weeks after the hearing, a doctor was charged with plotting with Senator Ike Ekweremadu and his wife Beatrice to traffic a man into the United Kingdom to harvest a kidney for their daughter. The doctor was identified as Obinna Obeta and is said to be residing in Southwark in South London. He was charged under the Modern Slavery Act with arranging the travel of the 21-year-old man with a view to him being exploited between August and May. In another charge, the doctor was alleged to have conspired with the couple to arrange or facilitate the travel of the man with a view to him being exploited, namely organ harvesting. 50-year-old Obeta was first brought to the Bexley Magistrates Court on July 13, 2022, while arguments in the case were heard about 10 days after. At some point, Beatrice was granted bail on stringent conditions while her husband was kept in detention. The Ekweremadus were back in court on August 4, 2022 with Dr. Obeta. After a brief hearing in which only Beatrice appeared, the judge set a pretrial to begin the week of October 31, 2022. According to the authorities, the lawmaker would appear via a video link on the proposed date. On September 13, 2022, Ekweremadu asked the Federal High Court, Abuja, to dismiss the suit by the victim seeking to stop the release of his biodata to the London court in the alleged organ harvesting case. In a counter affidavit, Ekweremadu said the victim has no basis to entertain any fear in the release of his visa application information and his bank account opening package, except if he had lied about his real age. In the counter affidavit, Ekweremadu denied the allegations that he demanded biodata. Rather, the deponent averred that what the Federal High Court ordered to be released to the London court was Nwamine's bank account opening package and the information supplied in his visa application request. On November 7, 2022, the Ekweremadus were back in court. The Central Criminal Court in London moved the trial after brief deliberations, with the Old Bailey agreeing that arguments will be heard on December 16th or 19th, 2022, before the commencement of the trial on January 31st, 2023. On January 31st, Ekweremadu and his wife were back in court, but their accused daughter was unable to attend as she was in the hospital. Prosecutors says the defendant allegedly planned to have a kidney removed from the man so that it could be given to Sonia. Again, the case was adjourned to February 6, 2023. This time, the Ekweremadus and Dr. Obeta were in London's Central Criminal Court for the official start of their trial. At this time, it was hinted that they will face life imprisonment if convicted. On February 20th, the trial continued. Speaking through an interpreter, Nwamine said he arrived in the UK on February 20th, 2022 to provide his kidney to Sonia. Prosecutors insisted that this act was an exploitation under UK legislation on modern slavery. Giving evidence in his defense on March 7th, Ekweremadu said he thought he was being scammed within the period of trying to get a donor for Sonia. He, however, said he could not back out of the process to bring Nwamine because his daughter's life was on the line, and stopping would mean putting his daughter's life in danger. Everybody was obviously taking advantage of my daughter's ill health, he stressed. Ekweremadu told the court that Sonia was doing a master's degree at Newcastle University when she started experiencing swollen limbs in December 2019. She was later diagnosed with a kidney issue which caused her distress and withdrew from her studies after she collapsed in class. Ekweremadu said his daughter's deteriorating condition was scary, adding that medicines she was getting were not essentially working, so her situation was getting worse. Lawyers for the Ekweremadus and the doctor told the London Central Criminal Court that the alleged victim was acting altruistically. The kidney was allegedly intended for Sonia, who remains on dialysis with a renal condition, in return for up to 7,000 euros, that is about $8,430, and the promise of a new life in Britain for the 21-year-old trader. Again, on March 10th, Ekweremadu told the court that he sought to buy a kidney for his sick daughter and failed to request from family members based on an advice by a medical practitioner. On March 14, 2023, Beatrice Ekweremadu told the Old Bailey court that her husband is a good man, one who she has come to trust. On the other hand, the victim had testified that he had no knowledge of the fact that he was being brought to the UK for his organs to be harvested. He added that he only knew about the organ donation when he visited private doctors at the Royal Free Hospital. The verdict finally came on March 23rd when Ike and Beatrice Ekweremadu as well as Dr. Obeta were convicted of organ harvesting. The jury said Ekweremadu, his wife and their doctor criminally conspired to bring the 21-year-old Lagos street trader to London to exploit him for his kidney. However, the lawmaker's daughter Sonia was cleared by the court. The prosecutor, Hugh Davis KC, told the court that the Ekweremadu Ekweremadu's and Obeta had treated the man and other potential donors as disposable assets, spare parts for reward. He argued that the doctor entered an emotionally cold commercial transaction with the young man from Lagos. The behavior of Ekweremadu showed entitlement, dishonesty, and hypocrisy, Davis told the jury. Ekweremadu denied the charges and allegations brought against him, telling the court he was the victim of a scam. Obeta, who also denied the charge, claimed the man was not offered a reward for his kidney and was acting altruistically, while Sonia did not give any evidence. Her mother, Beatrice, denied any knowledge of the alleged conspiracy. It waits to be seen how the judge will rule. Will it be 10 years imprisonment or life jail? Kindly subscribe to this channel, NewsPopNG, for more updates. Like and share this video, and also drop your comments down the comment section. I am Blessing Izeja. Thank you for watching.